Adults with autism band together, build confidence and self esteem. New Westminster, British Columbia. Alana Whitley was kind of a strange kid growing up in Canada. She was surprisingly good at saying long words, and she was really scared of anchovies on pizza. She talked so much about Greek mythology that she made people feel uncomfortable. Years later, she found out she had autism. This is a condition that is based on the brain and it affects how people act and think. Most people worry about autism, but Whitney felt relieved. It was the answer to every question I've ever had, she said. Whitney, who is now in her 20s, stopped worrying about all the things that she can't do. Instead, she began accepting herself. Autism affects 1 out of every 68 American children. People with autism might do the same thing over and over, and they might have trouble looking people in the eye or being interested in only one subject. They may also react strongly to loud noises or itchy clothes. With the strongest forms of autism, people cannot speak and need help taking care of themselves. Changing people's thinking. Whitney is part of a growing movement of adults with autism. They are called neurodiversity activists. An activist is someone who wants to change ideas and laws in society. Neurodiversity means that people with autism or other conditions affecting the brain are not sick. They just have a different way of thinking and acting. Neurodiversity activists say that autism should not be treated as a brain problem. Instead, it is a difference in the way some people's brains work that should be understood and accepted. The neurodiversity movement is not new, but now it's becoming more known. More adults with autism are talking in public about it. Some autism activists do not like the neurodiversity movement though. They say it gives the idea that autism is not a disability and that people with autism are just quirky and geeky. They say it ignores people with severe autism. Rights movement. Other activists think the idea of neurodiversity is important. They disagree with groups that want to cure autism and make people with autism act normal. Instead, neurodiversity activists want people with autism to be accepted as they are. John Elder Robinson, who has autism, wrote the best selling book, Look Me in the Eye: My Life with Asperger's. Robinson said, neurodiversity is a new civil rights movement. He thinks that fighting for the rights of autistic people is similar to gay people fighting for their rights. People with autism think and act differently, he said. These differences can give them disabilities, but also special talents. Neurodiversity activists say that there are wonderful things about people with autism. Some people are very good at noticing patterns. This is an important skill for science and technology, for example. People with autism can become experts in subjects they are interested in. They also often feel sensations more intensely. Comfortable with themselves. A few years ago, Whitney organized a party for Autistic Pride Day. This day is celebrated on June 18th in honor of people with autism. People with various forms of autism came to the party. Some say they could finally be themselves. They could have geeky conversations and didn't have to force themselves to look people in the eye. Whitney said that the first time she came to an event like this, she felt like these were her people. As a child, Whitney could read advanced books and had a great memory. She said she also threw intense fits when she was upset, which had a bad effect on her family. She had a hard time making friends and she was bullied, she said. Whitney was a good student, but she dropped out of school and has had trouble keeping a job. Whitney learned she had autism in 2012 and since then has tried to follow her passions like painting, photography, poetry, keyboarding, singing jazz and blues, and even rap. She is planning to start a soap making company to make money. Whitney said that her life has challenges, but it is beautiful.